Welcome in, everybody. If you can hear me, say what's up in chat. Would love to see you guys starting to get riled up. That would be awesome. I'm gonna put another 3 minutes there on that timer so we can get some more time for our drivers to get in the lobby. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll be back to normal running soon. Alrighty, everybody, the time is now, and now is the time we get started for round 8. It is already round 8. Can you believe it? The round 8 Grand Prix is going to be, as you know, Abu Dhabi. Really fun track here. I don't like it, but a lot of people do. And I know why. It's very fast. It's very tricky to get right. And of course, you've got a great track to watch for us, the commentators. Soon you'll be introduced to me, but first let's introduce the track. It's going to be Abu Dhabi, the Yas Island, 16 turns, really tricky through most of them. Not the first sector, of course. But your commentator is going to be me, the one and only Game Master OG. I didn't mean that to rhyme, but as I'm going, that's just how it goes. We're already in the session, so I'm not going to waste any of your time. Thank you guys for being here. Like the stream if you haven't already. Let's make this great, because it's going to be a great race. And don't mind my cold salad, because I'm hungry. Let's get straight into it, shall we? We already have all of our drivers here on track. Let's go ahead and pull up the standings, if it'll let me pull them up. Okay, never mind. Save. This one. Yes. All right, so we're just gonna do the driver standings because this one doesn't want to work. There it is. So you're gonna have your top 3 being Jay Lowry and Meebinator, really awesome guys. And then Jordan, who's currently in P1. In P3, just about 29 points back from Jay Lowry. Jay Lowry can technically win the championship here in really spectacular form. He's only about 15 points ahead of his teammate, but actually no, he can't win the championship because there's still 50 points left. Unless Jay Lowry wins and Meebinator doesn't finish. And then it's a 40-point gap, and it means that he's basically won it. But the championship is still very much on for everybody else in the standings, because everybody else but the top 2, 3 are very close. Only one over 15-point difference outside of the top 5, which is going to be 5th and 6th. Mr. Lethal Pete in P5, Miller Time in P6, 18 points back. So there's a lot to fight for these guys. And I'm very excited to see. Let's go ahead and turn on all of the telemetry that we need. We don't need the tires. Let's see. Who is already on a lap? That's going to be Villeneuve. Villeneuve is already started his flyer lap. And this is going to be one to watch because Villeneuve has been doing pretty decent this season, especially in qualifying. While we watch this lap, I'm going to eat some cold salad. And as I always say in my streams, stay hydrated, people. No! You didn't hear that, see that, or anything. You didn't see anything. And by the way, Bouncy, I'm slow as hell on time trial. I haven't done any practice. I'm doing fine. If I keep the championship lead, it's going to be very surprising. Got a pretty decent lap time on the board there. Alright, let's see who else is on a lap. Gradies is actually on a lap. Doesn't look like he's, says he's on a lap, but he's actually not. Man in the box is. Let's see what Man in the box is able to do. Coming through the final corner now, as Mr. Lethal Pete goes a second faster than our original pole time. And Man in the box goes P3 just behind Knight. Labib going right behind Man in the box, behind Knight, and Scorpion starting his first flyer lap. Osmari jumps up to P7 with a 25-0. Not the worst lap times you've seen today. Definitely not going to be the best, but that's going to be fun to see. Wait, Jay Lowry's not here. I didn't even notice that. Jay Lowry is not in the session. So it is only one RB today, and that's going to be Meebinator. Nobody can pass Jay Lowry even if they win because they're too far back, other than Jordan. But still, the championship leader is not in today's race. Let's see what his teammate in P2 is going to be able to do. Gotta love water. Holding up really nice through there. No snaps of oversteer, thankfully. putting it P3. Really good lap time. 23.8. Jordan just ahead, doing a 23.6. 2/10 off of Mr. Lethal Heat. I can tell Pete's been doing some time trial practice, as he always does, time trial merchant. Burn Victim seems to be on a lap. Let's see what he's going to be able to do through that second sector. The chicane coming up, very tricky to get an exit right. First you gotta get through the chicane, and you get to the exit. Had a little bit of a slide, but I think that should be okay. That was a little close to the outside, and that was too far on the outside, and that got him an invalidation. Just ahead is going to be C. Miller, coming through the last corner now. See what he's going to be able to do. Comes to the line, 23.1. That's provisional pole by 0.3 of a second. Really good job from C. Miller there. Getting competitive in this top 5. About 7/10 off of each other. Wow. Top 10 are within a second, so that's pretty nice to see. Ooh, that was close there, Knight. Almost went into the wall. Going through the final corner now. He does get an improvement. That's good enough to go all the way up to P4 in front of Meebinator and Normbash and Deathman, all of them within the same 10th of a second. Half a 10th, technically. Let's see, is Labib on a pushing lap? Breaks very late. Getting a little bit of a slipstream here from the Mercedes ahead. Nice. Goes 2/10 down on his provisional time, so this is going to be high 23 for the time being. Can he make it a mid 23? Let's see. Through the final 2 corners. He has to go first. Oh, just over track limit. Unfortunate there for Labib. That's not what he would have wanted. He comes straight into the pits. Makes sense. There's 7 minutes left of the session. Knight pushing insanely hard. As you can see there, he went deep into that corner just as we went on board with him, and then had a little bit of a slide there through that corner, and now he's gonna come into the pits. Makes sense. Alright, so first one to start a lap is gonna be Mr. Testarossa. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it on the board with Mr. Testarossa for his qualifying run. I'm gonna go clean my plate, 'cause I ain't nasty like some of y'all. You still have time, PW bum. Still have time to get in the session. Let me see if I have you added. I do not. Unfortunate. Oh, I felt that. I already moved my monitors. Fair enough. Yeah, P2 is really good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Congrats. Especially in wet conditions. Crazy. That was an insanity race, to be fair. Right. Let's see what Mr. Lethal Pete is going to respond with. C. Miller took provisional pole, and Burn Victim got very close to taking it from him. But Mr. Lethal Pete was our provisional pole holder. He has to gain 2.5, 3/10 at least to be in that conversation. He is not down on his time in the first sector. He did get impeded a little bit by a car coming out of the pits. But I don't think it would have lost him too much time. Not more than tier 3. Tier 3 has had a couple of races with no safety cars. But tier 5 is insanely clean this season. I commend you for that. How has Mr. Lethal Pete nailed that second sector? Let's see. He is gaining time on his negative delta. But is it going to be enough time? Can he gain 4/10 through this final sector? No, he invalidates. Unfortunate. Burn Victim is going to come into the pits. Knight just improved his lap time, it seems. Nope, he is going to go on a lap now, right? I think. Yeah. Little hesitation there from Knight. Still got a good run out of the corner. Kept planted, no slides. Now he's gonna go into the hard braking zone, into a chicane. Very slow through that first corner, going a little wide, compromising his second corner, and he's gonna back out of it. Now Normbash is going to be the next one across the line. What is he going to be able to do? He goes up to P2, P3, just in front of Mr. Lethal Pete by 13 thousandths. By thousands. Really, really nice qualifying from him. Deathman is going to start a lap, but first, Villeneuve needs to finish his. He ran out of battery, but that's not going to stop him coming to the line. He does get an improvement, but it was not enough to move his position. Now Deathman has gone ahead and started his lap time, and C. Miller is going to defend his pole position time from Burn Victim, from Normbash, from Mr. Lethal Pete. Let's see what C. Miller is going to be able to do through the first corner. Really nice and smooth. Burn Victim has retired, so he's not going to be in contention for this pole position. 1 minute 40 seconds left on the clock. What is C. Miller going to be able to do? Goes through this corner nice and smooth, gets on the power nice and smooth as well, using all of the gears as possible, literally not shifting until he absolutely has to. Really nice through there. Someone took out the braking marker. See what he's going to do through the second sector. Is he down on his time? Just barely, so he is even, basically. Or, I wouldn't say even. He is down 2/200ths on his personal best lap time, which is currently provisional pole. But can he get into the 22s? That is my question. He is very close to it. Are we going to see a 22 in Tier 4? Because that is probably going to be my qualifying time. 22.9. I'm not great around here. Let's see what C. Miller is going to be able to do. Goes all the way over that curve, and he doesn't get a 22, but he does improve by 0.069 of a second. Really nice. Really, really funny. Looking quick. Yeah, I agree. Norbash is looking pretty fast. Now let's see what he's going to be able to do on his final run, coming to Sector 2 now. And he isn't on an improvement. He's about even on his lap time, so he just needs to keep this and maybe gain a little bit through that final sector to hold out against Mr. Lethal Pete, who is going to be behind him. Track evolution is not too important in these lower tiers, but it's definitely still there. You will get a faster lap time being the last one out on track. Let's see what he's going to be able to do. Through the final corner, gets on power nice and smoothly. He doesn't gain an improvement. That is not going to be enough for an improvement time. Knight doesn't get an improvement, but Man in the Box does get an improvement. Really good job from him. Great ace as well. It's a good lap on the board. Meebinator now comes across the line. He shoots up to P3, and then Jordan shoots up to P3. Really good lap time from both of them. Insanely late in the session. Now Mr. Lethal Pete does get an improvement, but does not beat out any of the two in front of him. It does beat out Norbash, though. I will say that. Very, very close session between everybody here. The top 10 within this... Oh, sorry, the top 12 within the same second. And the last 3 within a second of each other. So, pretty good stuff. Last 4. Really, really good qualifying here from everybody. Trying to get the most out of what they can. And C. Miller takes pole position for the feature, the main GP. Burn Victim in P2, Jordan in P3, Meebinator in P4, Mr. Lethal Pete in P5, Normbash in P6, Man in the Box in P7, and his teammate is going to be right behind him in P8. Hopefully he doesn't get kicked for a 4th time in a row. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Good shit, C. Miller. My apologies. Deathman in P8, Knight in P9, Labib in P10, Mr. Testros in P11, Villeneuve in P12. Jay Lowry did get in the session, but was only able to do P13. Great Ace in P14, Scorpion in P15, Osmari last of the qualifiers in P16. I actually didn't even see Jay Lowry join. So we got both our Bs here, one of them starting from relatively the front, and one of them starting from relatively in the back. And Jay Lowry, being the faster one of them, is going to have a very, very big job to do for the rest of this race. Washed. I disagree. I disagree. Hopefully this doesn't start yet. I have to see. Okay. Let's go back. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. We're good. Now we are 4, 5 red lights are on and off they go. Away we go for round 8 here in tier 4. Really good launch from Burn Victim, but an even better launch from C. Miller here as we have everybody going 2 by 2 all the way down. Mercedes of I Am Jordan getting a little bit wide through that corner, and then there's chaos behind, 3 wide with the cars ahead, and you can see here Jay Lowry losing positions here. He did gain 1 position, but he has to go around the outside of Villeneuve on the inside. There's a little bit of contact. That's the McLaren front wing, and it looks like of Labib. Labib did not have a great start. Now Jay Lowry is going to try to hold it around the outside. Now he's going to go on the outside of Labib into the next chicane. Is he going to be able to make it very deep on the brakes? So is Labib, and he has to give him room. Labib gets a little bit of a tap from the inside. They are just hard racing. And it looks like Jay Lowry does take the position. Villeneuve gets relegated down to P12, Scorpion in P13. And now they're side by side with Normbash and man in the box through the very fast left-hand corner. Hairpin, whatever you want to call it. It's such a big hairpin. It doesn't even feel like one. Man in the box really struggling there, but he did get ahead of Normbash. So that is how that battle played out. There is a spinner back here. Looks like Normbash goes into the wall. Unfortunate for Normbash. And Great Ace has actually retired. He's retired there on the left-hand side, and you can see his wheel is gone. He has done a Nicholas Latifi, and that is unfortunate for that Williams driver to go into almost the exact same wall, and he is going to be out for the rest of the race. Now we're going to have a safety car, a full safety car on track. Let's see what everybody started on. Everybody's on mediums. Uninteresting is the word I'm trying to find. Jay Lowry up 4 positions. Normbash down 9 positions. That's our biggest winner and biggest loser. Everybody else has relatively stayed the same. Other than those two guys, Deathman and Knight have gone up 2 positions. Man in the box has only gone down 1. Normbash has gone down way too many to count. Classic Williams. Just because I don't want to feel like I'm the only one who said it. When this chat loads, you'll see PMW Buns said the exact same thing. Classic Williams. It's my turn to bin it now. Says Mr. Lethal P, by the way. C. Miller doing a really good job to hold on to that lead in the first lap. Then there was the safety car behind, and there is nothing he could have really done. Now there's not much he can do. C. Miller is ahead. He's going to control the restart. Burn Victim is in P2. Meebinator is in P3. Jordan is in P4. Mr. Lethal Pete, who's typing in chat, is in P5. He says he's going to bin it. I agree with him. That's kind of the Pete thing to do at this point. Deathman is in P6. Good start from him. Same with Knight right behind him. Man in the box in a Alpine sandwich. Jay Lowry right behind both of them. Villeneuve in P10. Labib, who might have gotten wing damage earlier in the race, is currently in P11. Mr. Testarossa down 1 position as well in P12. Scorpion in P13. Osmari in P14. Normbash. Sorry, guys. Normbash in P14. And Labib did get some front wing damage. Safety car is going to be in this lap after we have picked up the stranded Williams car. Unlike Abu Dhabi in 2021, we are going to get restarted. And it is not going to be a Mercedes 1-2. Although, this is how it should have... that is crazy. This is how it should have restarted. A Mercedes in P4 with 2 lapped cars in between. Just the other way around. The Mercedes and the Red Bull weren't this way around. That is crazy. But here it's for position. There they were lapped. So there wouldn't be a reason to let him go. And I think Burn Victim is already pushing. C. Miller is already gone. Wow, he had a really early start there. C. Miller caught them off guard. There's already an 8/10 gap to Meebinator behind P2 of BMW Bum. Bum got a pretty decent start. But Meebinator going wide already over that curb. Jordan trying to hold on with these guys as much as possible. Meebinator ahead, getting a little bit of slide through that corner. Just a tiny slide. Alright, everybody's staying pretty calm. I didn't see any dive bombs, other than Scorpion, who I guess just made a mistake. He got overtaken by a couple of people. And back to P15 he goes. Nornbausch making up one position on Scorpion. Now, the Williams of Mr. Lethal Pete trying to find a way around Jordan in the Mercedes. He's going to be looking everywhere he can. Williams is just recharging his battery for now. As you can see, that light at the back blinking all the way through that third sector. C. Miller setting the current fastest lap of the race. That is going to be our, I think, first lap we did. And there's still an 8/10 gap to Meebinator in P3. He will have DRS once DRS is enabled. Isn't going to be enabled this lap, I'm pretty sure. It is enabled this lap. And as you can see, all the top three are low on battery. Jordan in P4 just relaxed and does not have anywhere near the battery they have. He has about 10% more on average than these guys. They're really pushing on their batteries, huh? Is anybody going to make a move into the corner? Yes, man in the box on Jay Lowry. Man in the box hitting a little snap mid-corner. But he does manage to make it through nice and smoothly. Now he's got the outside. He has to run more distance than Mr. Lethal Pete. Mr. Lethal Pete does not give way to Man in the Box. And Man in the Box actually loses a couple of positions down to B11 from P9. It would have been... He got behind the Sauber and the McLaren drivers. Looks like Knight must have had a mistake, or sorry, not Knight. Mr. Lethal Pete must have had a mistake. These dropped down a couple of tenths. Jordan gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Unfortunate for him. Did I say your name, bum? Crazy. Now this is going to be a tight fight. Around the outside goes Williams of Mr. Lethal Pete on Villeneuve. Now the Williams does not have the space and nearly gets raided to by Mr. Testarossa. I watched that happen on board. Not what you want to see, but it is okay. Now there's a huge gap between P3 and P4. Like 4.5 seconds monumental huge. That's really, really big gap. Let's see, are these guys fighting? Are they just pulling away? Because I saw them switch positions just now. Meebinator now in P2, Burn Victim in P3. These guys are just chilling. These guys aren't. 3 wide. They're on the back, on the finish line straight. Oh, a little bit of a tap there to Villeneuve, trying to get a switchback on Jordan. Nothing really Jordan can do here other than just lift and wait for a better opportunity. Down the inside now, he peeks his nose, gives a little bit of a tap to Mr. Lethal Pete, and gets a little bit of a tap from the McLaren. If it looked like the Labib gave him the little tap, it doesn't look like Mr. Testarossa has any damage. Side by side, Testarossa and Man in the Box, he does make it stick, and it does look like Labib has that little bit of damage. Unfortunate Constantina effect for Labib here, as he's the one who got damage from that. Oof. Did give a little bit of a speed boost there to Jordan, though. Cannot lie. No, Jordan's going to get moved down by the inside, and Man in the Box making a little bit of an ambitious move and has a little bit of a spin because of it. Now around the outside, he's going to try to keep it on Mr. Testarossa, but Mr. Testarossa has said no and gives up no room to that outside line. 3-second time penalty for Deathman now in P4. Oh my goodness, that was Knight nearly putting it in the wall, Max Verstappen style, and just really nice catch, to be fair. No damage done. It's insane. I don't think Soup is in this one. Now it's gonna go down the inside. We are 3 wide here from the perspective of Knight. A little bit of a tap from Knight to Normbash. That's gonna mean that Knight loses his front wing end plate, and that's not gonna be helpful in the very fast corners, as there are a couple in the sector that he's about to come up to. Side by side, Mr. Testarossa and Jordan. Testarossa pulls out a fantastic move when Jordan just had nothing to really fight against. Now, side by side goes Mr. Lethal Pete and Jay Lowry. A little bit of a slide there for Jay Lowry, and a big off track for Mr. Lethal Pete. Ooh, people coming into the pits. Knight and Man in the Box are both coming into the pits. Big wide moment for Jordan there, just ahead. Beeb gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Unfortunate. Side by side, Vern Victim and C. Miller. These guys are 7 seconds ahead of the next car, which is actually crazy. These guys are very, very fast. The next car is Jay Lowry, which is not a fast contender, but he is there every weekend. Not a contender in this race lead right now, but he is a championship contender, leading by 15 points. Really good stuff from Jay Lowry. Side by side goes Mr. Lethal Pete. Mr. Lethal Pete just pulls off to the pit lane. He goes. Interesting. Jordan has retired from the session. Looks like Pete might be doing the same thing, because he got the line. Don't know what that was about, but still, pretty decent job from Pete for where he was. Jay Lowry doing a really good job. 7 positions up. Same with Villeneuve. Same with Osmari. All 3 of them are 7 positions up. Anyone who's left out on track is 4 positions up. And Mavinator is 3 positions up from where he started. Will not safe. I getcha. Trust me, I understand. I hope it gets better for next week and we can see some more of you. You're doing pretty good. Still really good guys. Really good pace from these guys. Is Jordan's car gonna come out back on track? I think so. But who's gonna catch it? Nobody, it seems. Nobody has caught the safety car. Safety car. Man in the box. 26-1 on the hard tires. So he's doing pretty good, showing his pace. Scatter good. Just like United, not safe. It's funny. That is just like United, to be fair. 11.5 seconds. It's crazy, guys. Oh, there's a spun scorpion. And he spins it again. Unfortunate for him. Now he's gonna wait until everybody else goes through to be able to do a respin. And continue on with his race as he is out of it. Man in the box goes faster once more on his hard tires. Pretty sure Scorpion here is gonna retire. Yep. Looks about right. That looks about right. He is retiring. Yep, there you go. Catching strays in an F1 stream about United. There's no safe space. Nope. It is kind of crazy, but no. There is no safe space. Into the pits we go. Meebinator and C. Miller have both decided to go into the pits on lap 13. Burn Victim has stayed out, and these guys are going to switch on to that hard rubber tire. Deathman getting a 3-second time penalty. I think that would be the first of the day. Burn Victim, his teammate. Not Death. Burn Victim is doing a really good job. I don't know why I said his teammate. Deathman got that into the pits. He probably climbed the curb a little bit too much. That would make sense. Up 10 positions for both Villeneuve and Jay Lowry for the time being. That's going to turn probably to 4 positions. 7 to 4. Because the top 3 are absolutely gone. The middle 6, I guess I would say. Middle 4. Doing a pretty decent job of racing each other, but it's not the same. Never is. And we can see there, Normbash goes into the pits. Let's see Burn Victim, where he's going to come out in respect to Meebinator and C. Miller. Looks like C. Miller is going to come out side by side with Burn Victim. Oh my goodness, just barely C. Miller got in front of Burn Victim there. But now Burn Victim has 1 lap newer tires. He's going to have the DRS so he can just recharge his battery. As C. Miller and Meebinator have burned a lot of that battery just to keep up with with the undercut strategy. Man in the box. Now, in P4 on newer tires. Knight in P5 on newer tires. Villeneuve in P6 on new tires. Same with Mr. Testarossa. They just came out of the pits. Deathman on 1 lap old tires. And Labib literally pushing Deathman through the corner on 6 lap old tires. Both of these guys have 3-second time penalties. And bump drafting. I haven't seen that in Formula 1. Saw it in the F4 car, not in Formula 1. Now, Jay Lowry's going to go to the inside of Labib. And Jay Lowry's going to have P9 nice and smoothly through that corner. Labib trying to get a switchback done. He does get it done. And he got side by side for a moment, but there's not much he could have done there. Around the outside, at fast corners, doesn't work too well. Osmari getting a 3-second time penalty, so that means they're four now, because Jay Lowry got a penalty as well. 4 out of our bottom 7 have penalties. 6 drivers have penalties. Okay, interesting. Okie doke. Now, as you can see there, C. Miller with the DRS. It's going to go around the outside really nice and smooth on Meebinator. Now, Vern Victim is 1 in P3. C. Miller and Meebinator are in P1 and 2, just holding down the forward, trying to push as far away from P3 as possible. Let's go ahead and see the gap. 14 seconds down to P4. And just under 2 seconds for both Knight and Villeneuve. A second for Mr. Testarossa and Mr. Deathman. Jay Lowry not too far behind both of those groups. Just about 2.2 seconds on new tires. He should gain that back. Newer tires. Labib is very quick. He's just about a 10th or 2 behind Jay Lowry, who has newer tires. Labib is on 8 lap old tires after pitting for a new front wing and nearly crashing into Asmari into turn 1. Something must have happened. Oh. A little bit of a lockup there. Nobody died, so it's all good. But now Normbash does take advantage of that lockup, and he does get the position done on Normbash, or on Labib. They're fighting for the last places on the points. What a move there from Deathman. Now trying to hold it around the outside. He did not hold it around the outside, but did get a better exit through there than Villeneuve. As we had Lethal Pete get another penalty. Or Pete getting his first penalty of the race. Never mind. As you can see there, oh, Mr. Lethal Pete has retired into the pits. I was just about to say, as you can see there, we've got 5 out of our bottom 6 drivers with penalties. Make that 4 out of the 5 last driving cars with a time penalty, a 3-second time penalty for Labib, Osmari, and Jay Lowry. Deathman having 6 seconds of penalties, so that is not what you really want to see from one of your championship leaders. Jay Lowry, with 3 seconds down. Alright, I will be right back. Me done. leave this here. Okay. What did I miss? Probably nothing, to be honest. C. Miller is still here, 14 seconds ahead of Man in the Box in P4. Villeneuve is 3 seconds back from Man in the Box, but now Mr. Testarossa and Knight are going side by side. Knight holding the inside, but does not get the traction he would have wanted. He actually spun it around, coming into the very slow last sector of the racetrack, going side by side with Mr. Testarossa. Villeneuve doing a pretty decent job trying to pull away from Mr. Testarossa, almost being able to, but Testarossa still within that 1 second window. Is Villeneuve using all the battery he can to get out of that DRS? Yes, he is, and he was able to do so into the last corner. Mr. Testarossa is not going to be able to have the DRS. Behind him, Jay Lowry has all of his battery saved, so he might not even use any of it. Now, let's see if Jay Lowry has the overspeed to catch up to Villeneuve. Ooh, little bit of a slide there from Jay Lowry. Now, Testarossa is going to have the chance that he would have wanted to get the run on Jay Lowry. Around the outside goes Testarossa, holding it as much as he can. Literally holding onto the car as much as he can. What happened to Deathman? He just went wide. Burning me battery at. Burn victim. Meebinators at 50. Burn victims at 40. C. Miller is down here at 40 as well. Man in the Box is at 40. Villeneuve is at 40. Let's see if anyone risked not putting in some fuel. No, everybody's perfect on fuel. Makes sense. And I just showed you all the batteries. Go back there and watch it. No problem, No problem, PMW. Deathman getting another 3-second time penalty. That's going to be his third 3-second. And that's going to actually push him back behind Normbash. Even if Normbash doesn't get a penalty, I think that'll be enough to do it for him. Deathman struggling through this racetrack today. Seven more laps. Ooh, that is a little bit of a snap. Little bit of a snap. Now, best battery is going to be Meebinator here. He's just holding on to this P2 position for the time being. C Miller behind. I think doing the same, just recharging his battery, holding on to the position. Burn Victim at about 50%. Meebinator at about twice his battery amount. Turns on the DRS and just flies past him. Absolutely no contest. And Burn Victim loses one position due to that. Could have lost two if C Miller used a little bit more battery, but Miller time did not use the battery. Good decision. You want to be in P2 to start the final lap because that DRS is so powerful. Burn Victim tried to hold it around the outside, was not able to. Or try to look around the outside, was not able to get alongside the RB driver. Meebinator doing a really good job this race to hold on to as many points as he can to Jay Lowry. Jay Lowry not having the greatest of races. He's still gonna get P7. There's not gonna be any change even with his 3-second time penalty. Even if he got another 3-second time penalty, he'll be okay. The guy behind him is 8 seconds back. And nearly 3 seconds in front of Deathman. Now, Jay Lowry's gonna go down the... Sorry, not Jay Lowry. Meebinator's gonna go down the inside. Outside. Wow, I'm tired. Burn Victim went on the inside. Meebinator held the outside, and there was no contest for the car on the outside into that corner. Pinju has joined? Hello? Huh. I don't think he meant to join this lobby, Pinju. Ah, there you go, he's left. Oh, that's funny. Pinju, our media director, people. Funny. Now, Jay Lowry is not going to have the DRS on the car ahead. He is going to have the ERS to defend, but is Mr. Testarossa going to be able to get past Jay Lowry here? He does have DRS. Jay Lowry did not use any ERS. He's going to hold that outside line. He has a little bit of left front wing damage, but Testarossa gets a move done. Oh, big snap there for Jay Lowry, nearly losing the car, but able to hold on to it just barely, using a little bit of battery to catch back up to Mr. Testarossa, as he had a really, really bad exit through that corner and because of that slide. Now, it's going to be 5 more laps to go once everybody crosses the line. Top 3 have already crossed the line. They are 18 seconds ahead of the next cars. This is going to be a dogfight for the win. Meebinator not using any of this battery, it looked like, just to reserve some of it. As you can see here, C Miller's probably doing the same thing. Full battery for both Meebinator and C Miller. No battery basically for Bum, 20%. Meebinator has lost it coming out of that corner. That is unfortunate. Had a very similar snap to what it looked like Jay Lowry did, but he actually lost out to the DRS of C Miller and PNW, or not PNW, Bum, Burn Victim. I don't know why I keep saying Bum. Is he going to get back into the DRS of the top 2? Check W. Look, I'm tired. I'm real tired because I'm in the chat. Fair enough. Is Meebinator going to have the speed to catch up to these guys? They're pulling away, so I don't think so. I'm in your mind. Pause. I don't want you to be in my mind. Pause. Just about 2/10 separate Meebinator and the DRS. Now it's going to go up to 4/10. Yeah, that makes sense. I woke up at 7, went into work for 3 hours, and now I'm streaming. I went to sleep at 1. Let's see, is Testarossa gonna have anything to get back into the top 5? Don't think so. Neither is Jay Lowry. Jay Lowry is just kind of chilling behind as well. Meebinator is unable to catch up to those guys ahead. They're just a little bit too quick with the help of DRS. Now it is going to be a two-way fight for the win. 3 laps to go. 27, 28, and 29. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. Deathman getting another 3-second time penalty, which is going to actually destroy his race. He's going to get to the back of the field. Almost to the back of the field, sorry. He's going to go back behind Asmari. I don't think he's going to go behind Knight, but that's still going to be more than enough. Now, he definitely will go behind Knight, because Knight comes into the pits and runs over the inside curb, so it's going to give him a 3-second time penalty. Labib gets another 3 seconds, so that's going to be 9 seconds for Labib. He's still going to get him P11, so he's still going to get points. Everybody who finishes is going to get points this race. It's good to see. Now, C. Miller has to play this intelligently. Both of them have full battery. And let's see what C. Miller is going to be able to do. He hasn't been disconnected yet, so that's already a good sign. He's going to get a decent amount of points. Is he going to get 7 extra points? That is the question. Is he going to be able to steal the win from Burn Victim? Uses the DRS. Does not take full advantage of it. And I wouldn't say lifts, but doesn't make the move stick. Now he's going to have a good run out of this corner. Is he going to get the move done here? Turns on the DRS. Does he use any ERS? No, he does not. But he is forcing Bum to hold that inside line. Now, C. Miller is going to try to hold her on the outside, but was not able to. That inside line is just much better. Oh, big snap of Overseer from Burn Victim. And that's going to be unfortunate for those guys there. And Burn Victim is going to relinquish the lead of the race to C. Miller on the second to last lap. Now, the last lap, the white flag has been shown, and Meebinator is back in the conversation for this, but he doesn't have the battery that these two guys have, so he's probably not going to be taking the win. Burn Victim is in a really good position here after having a big slide. Now he's going to get DRS from C. Miller. What is he going to be able to do through this corner here? C. Miller is going to try to get the best exit possible. He does get a really good exit, losing a little bit of time now already because of the DRS, because of the ERS. C. Miller uses all the battery he can on this straight, and that is going to leave him basically powerless through the next straight because Burn Victim does have battery, but he slid out of the corner. That's unfortunate for him, and that's going to give him a lot of room to the car ahead. Now, Burn Victim is going to use all the battery he can to try to catch back up, but that is not going to be what he would have wanted to do there in that corner. That's going to give C. Miller a really, really good chance. Just has to stick it through the final sector, and he's going to win this race by a second. Meebinator is going to try to take P2. There is a sideways yellow flag. Not sideways yellow flag. There's a sideways car that brought out the yellow flag, and Burn Victim is not going to be able to hold on to the DRS, and C. Miller is going to undoubtedly take this win as a really, really good win. In the round 8 on Abu Dhabi, Burn Victim takes P2, Meebinator takes P3, and they're 20 seconds ahead of the next car, who is going to be Villeneuve. Absolutely wonderfully driven from Villeneuve. Didn't see much of him. He's that good. Kept Mr. Testarossa in front, and he takes P4. Mr. Testarossa takes P5. Man in the Box takes P6. Jay Lowry with a decent recovery all the way up to P7. Now is going to be down to Deathman with 12 seconds of penalties. He's going to go all the way back behind Osmari, but he's not going to go back further than that. Now Deathman takes P8. That's going to be relegated down to P9 after Normbash takes P8. And now Deathman's going to be relegated down to P10 after Osmari gets P9. And that is going to be it for the top 10. Labib with 9 seconds of penalties. He's going to take P11, and Knight, the last of our finishers. Absolutely wonderfully driven from this Red Bull driver right here. Burn Victim had 2 big snaps there at the end of the race, which led him to not even be in the shot. Good race to all the guys here. Absolutely wonderfully driven. And I'd say driver of the day can be Jay Lowry, because he started from P13, went all the way back up to the top 10. But C. Miller had a really, really good run through in that race. Burn Victim takes P2, wonderfully driven, and that is going to be that was a pretty good battle for P3, for P2 and P3 with Meebinator there, but it was not there. Good grief, says Mr. Testarossa in P5. I agree. As you can see here, there were everybody's tire strategies, and Great Ace not having the greatest of races. That's going to be it, everybody. Well, that is gonna be it. I gotta get to my race. You gotta go watch Tier 3. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next week for... Why can't I remember the name of the track? Imola. See you guys next week at Imola, here at Tier 4. Round 9, Round 8's over. Thank you guys. Have a good day. Go watch Tier 3.